Good morning, girls. In the last session of Java, we learned the architecture of Hibernate, right? Second, we learned how to which files are required if you want to install a framework in your application. Then we also covered elements of Hibernate architecture and one more topic we had covered is configuration file which is required for application with name hibernate.cfg.xml. Okay, then how to create a database for our application, that topic was also covered. Then what is pojo file, plain old java object file, right? And relevant to that example, we have to create one more file, that is mapping file. That also we learned in the previous session, how to create a mapping file. Now one more important file is left behind, that is how to create application class, right? The main file which is uh, required to run our application. Okay, before we begin with application class, let me show you how to create a new project in NetBeans. For that we need to open a NetBeans IDE. This is, I am opening for the first time, that's why it is taking more time. Here I am going to show you the simple Java Hibernate program, right? If you want to create an application with Servlet, that is also available. That also you can develop with the help of Hibernate framework. Let us begin with the simple most Hibernate example. Okay, let us go to file, then click on new project, select Java, and from the project list click on Java application. Next, here provide a proper name to your project folder. For example, I am giving Hyber, not all in caps, right? I am giving Hyber app. Hyber app, this is the name of my project. Then select an appropriate location for storing your project. Here I want to store this project in J2EE folder, inside it Java Bean, and inside that folder I want to create this project. Okay, so my path is, location is this. Click on finish, deselect all the checkboxes, click on finish. Here you can see the default packages, right? These all are required. Now first of all, you have to expand source package. Here you can see default packages available. Okay, one more package we will create inside it with name test Hyber. Okay, the name of package is test Hibernate, and click on finish. As you can see, source package is having one package with name test Hibernate. It is empty. Okay, now what is next task? First of all, you have to create your configuration file and Hibernate mapping file. So how to create a configuration file, that I am going to show you. For that, right click on source package, click on new, and you can see here Hibernate configuration wizard is available. If you don't have a Hibernate configuration wizard available in this list, then click on others. In the categories list, select Hibernate. The related file types will be shown in the window exactly next to this window. Here it is, right, this window. In this list you will find Hibernate configuration wizard. Select this one, Hibernate configuration wizard, click on next. Here the name of file is hibernate.cfg. Keep the name as it is. If you want to change, you can change it, but here it is better you keep the name as it is, hibernate.cfg, and click on next. This will ask you for a database connection, right? So create a new database connection. Here you have to provide a name of host, port, and database, right? Host name, port ID, and database, then username and password, if any. Okay, set these properties. As you can see, I have already defined that string. Here it is, JDBC MySQL localhost 3306 is a port ID. Name of database is testdb, and root is a username. New database connection. Host name is localhost. Port ID is 3306. Where to get that port ID? As you can see, our MySQL is running on 3306. So here we will give a name 3306. Name of database is testdb. Username is root, and click on OK, right? So in this way you can create database connection. Okay, automatically you will get database dialect. Click on finish. As you can see, everything is set. Here you got the name of driver com.mysql JDBC driver, connection URL JDBC:/MySQL, localhost 3306, testdb, and root. Fine. This is our configuration file. You can change the view. It is in design view. We are in design view, right? If you want to see in the form of XML format, just click on this tab. You will get this format, which I had shown you in our theoretical part, right? In our document. This one. Okay, this is a format. Now second task is to create our Hibernate mapping file. But before we create a Hibernate mapping file, it is better you create your Pojo file, right? Pojo file you have to create inside the test Hibernate. That should be a simple Java class. For that, right click, new, and select Java class. Select Java class. Provide the name. As I told you that you should keep the name of this file same as your table's name. Employee. Difference is the first letter of class name is capital, everything in small, all other letters are in small. Click on finish. Here employee.java is created inside the test Hibernate, right? Remove the comment lines. Okay, what you have to create inside this file, that is you have to create all the attributes of type private, right? Using getter and setter method you can create getter and setter methods for all that attributes. I'm copying that code from our theory part, so it will not consume more time. Here it is. Okay, employee. ID, first name, last name and salary, these all are private member of employee class. This class is declared as public, which is stored in package test Hibernate, right? Empty constructor, parameterized constructor, and getter method for ID, first name, last name and salary. Similarly, setter method for ID, first name and last name and salary. Fine. Now related to this, we will create Hibernate mapping file outside this package. Now how to create that file? For that, right click on source package, click on new and select Hibernate mapping wizard, right? If this wizard is not listed in this pop-up menu, go to other, again select Hibernate, and here you can find Hibernate mapping wizard. Select this name, file type from the shown list, click on next. Here no password, click on OK. This will ask you for a name, hibernate.hbm. Replace this name with the same name of Pojo class, employee.hbm. Click on next. Class to map, this will ask you for the name of class. Employee, which is declared in test Hibernate, right? Here it is, you can select that one and click on OK. As you start writing the name of class, the window will automatically search for the name of class available in your app, right? That will be listed in the window exactly below this text box. Here you can see types found. Choose this one, employee test Hibernate. We want to deal with this class, which is declared in test Hibernate package. Okay, click OK. Database table you want to merge, that is employee, click on finish. You will get ready-made coding. You can bring this line on the next line, so it will become easier for you, right? Here we got Hibernate mapping tag by default and class tag by default, right? So remove this slash and complete this tag over here. Okay, the name of class is test hibernate.employee. We want to map this class with the table employee. We want to map this class with this table, right? Now inside the class we will provide all the properties. Okay, now as you can see, our Hibernate mapping file is ready. So we'll provide a mapping resource in our configuration file. Here we'll provide the mapping resource. Mapping resource is employee.hbm.xml, right? Don't forget to add this resource over here. This is important. Don't forget to provide this resource name, right? Otherwise it would not be able to map that table with your database. Here it is. So our two files are ready. Our Pojo file is also ready. Now last task is to create a new Java class. For that, click on other, go to Java. Here you have to select Java main class. Click on next. Give the name manage employee. Right, the name of our main class is manage employee. Click on finish. You will get this code ready with public static void main, right? Remove all the contents from this file except this one, all the comments I mean. Now let us add the required packages in this file. We'll import all these things in our manage employee file, right? Right now these all are unused packages, that's why it is showing an error. Not an error, but it is just showing a warning, nothing else. Then we will create one object of session factory, right, outside the main. But inside our public class manage employee, right? Now inside the main we will create one object of transaction. This is optional, and we will assign configuration to the factory object, which is required to interact with our database. Okay, transaction tx equals to null, factory equals to new annotation configuration dot configure dot build session factory, session equals to session equals factory dot open session, this will open connection, then tx equals to session dot begin transaction. Fine. Now with the help of default constructor, we will add values in our table, right? Here it is. Employee. Here I have created one object of employee class. Employee class is defined in our package test hibernate, right? This is our Pojo file. Here we want to add Krish got and 13,000, right? Here we want to add some values, Krish, and then I have done session dot save. What I want to save? I want to save the detail of this employee. So I have passed EMP, then session dot get transaction dot commit. As all of you know that what is the meaning of commit. We want to save this data permanent basis, right? And at the end we want to just produce an output, display an output successfully saved. So let us begin. Here in the configuration table you can see the name of table is testdb, right? Go to testdb. Here it is, employee table. It has some records stored in it, but I want to drop this table. Once again, let us create a table in this database. Okay, so we need a query. So here we have one table with name employee, which has no record stored in this table right now, right? Now with the help of this application we are going to add a first record in this table, right? Manage employee, as you can see. Now how to run this application? As you know that this is our Java file, normal Java file. So where you will find main method, that would be the beginning point of our file. So we'll run this file, right click and run. Go to database and refresh it. Here you can see the record is inserted, right? So it is very simple way to insert a record through constructor. Now second method is to add record with the help of setter method, right? For that we need to create one object of employee class, which we have already created. So we will just use the setter method, nothing else. Okay. Here you can see that it is showing an error. The object name emp, it doesn't found the name, object name emp. Okay, now run this file one more time. this time we didn't get a message successfully saved because we have commented this line, right? Now refresh your table. Something wrong? Let me check. As I forgot to save this session, so we didn't get any new record in our EMP table, employee table, right? So session.save EMP and session.get transaction commit. Finally, if you want a message on the screen, for that copy this line, run it one more time. This time we got a message successfully saved. Refresh your table. As you can see, the second record is also inserted. Fine. Switch to NetBeans. Now if you want to get the record back, that you can do with the help of getter method, right? emp.get first name, emp.get last name, emp.get salary. You must enclose that method inside system.out.println if you want to print the value of that record on the screen. So this is the simple most example of Hibernate. Examiner for practical exams, for external exams, right? Prepare this example. There may be a chance of this practical examiner ask in practical exams. This one example of session, not session but servlet you have to prepare, and one example of RMI. These three examples are important, especially in servlet, the connection with JDBC, whether with MySQL, whether they ask with to do the connection with Oracle, might be with Access. That we cannot say perfectly, but these three practicals are important for your J2EE subject. I repeat, RMI, number 2 is servlet and JDBC connection, right? And the third one is simple example to insert a record in MySQL database through Hibernate. So prepare these practicals for your final practical examinations. Okay, let us continue with theoretical concept of Hibernate. Here I am not going to show you how you can deal with servlet. That is also very easy. The same program you can develop for servlet also. Instead of creating this public static void main, you have to create your JSP file. Let me show you the structure of simple Hibernate with JSP. Right here you can see the source package, default package. Here also I have developed one configuration file. Then inside the my pack you can see the Pojo file. Okay, and insert fetch records and index.jsp for getting some values from the text box through user, right? So these files are required. Here you can see that mapping file is missing because in this example I have used annotation. In my Pojo file. As you can see, this topic we are going to cover in our current session, right? So let us begin. What is Hibernate annotation? So far you have seen how Hibernate uses XML mapping file for the transformation of data from POJO to database table and vice versa, right? Hibernate annotation are the newest way. This is a newest way to define mappings with the use of XML file. That's why here no need to create a mapping file separately. Okay, you can use annotations in addition to or as a replacement of your XML mapping metadata. Hibernate annotation is the powerful way to provide the metadata for the object and relational table mapping. All the metadata is clubbed into your POJO Java file along with the code. This helps the user to understand the table structure and POJO simultaneously during the development. So now which type of environment setup is required for Hibernate annotation? See, let me tell you, we need all the Hibernate related files, then some more jar files which are required for binding annotation in your Hibernate framework, right? That we have already listed. I have already listed in our previous session. So you can get the name of all that jar files from the previous video. Then we need one configuration file, one class file and one POJO file. Here mapping file is not required. First of all, you would have to make sure that you are using JDK 5 or higher version. Otherwise you need to upgrade your JDK to take an advantage of annotation of Hibernate framework. This feature you will be able to get the feature of annotation if you have a JDK 5 or higher version installed on your machine. Second, you will need to install the Hibernate 3.x annotation distribution package available from the source. You can see the link in our document, right? Here I am going to show you the annotated class example. As I mentioned above, while working with Hibernate annotation, all the metadata is clubbed into your POJO file along with the code. This helps the user to understand the table structure and POJO simultaneously during the development. Here consider the table employee, which we have already created in our previous example, right? Same table I am going to use over here, employee. It has 4 fields defined in it. The structure of employee table you can see on the screen. We will do an appropriate changes in our POJO file. We'll consider this table structure for our POJO file and we will insert some annotations in our POJO file. As you can see, we have used some special annotations in this file, @entity, @table, which were missing in our previous POJO file, @id, @generated value, @column, right? So these are annotations. What does it mean? Let us understand the meaning of all the annotations one by one, which are covered in this POJO file. Hibernate detect that the @id annotation is on a field and assume that it should access properties of an object directly through fields at runtime. If you replace the @id annotation on the getID method, you would enable access to properties through getter and setter method by default. Hence, all other annotations are also placed on either field or getter method. following the selected strategy. Here in this section you can see the explanation of all the annotations we have used in our POJO file. @entity annotation. The EJB3 standard annotation are contained in the Java x.persistent package. So we import this package as the first step. As you can see, import java x.persistence is required. Second, we use the @entity annotation to the employee class, which marks this class as an entity bean. So it must have no argument constructor that is visible with at least protected scope. As you can see here, @entity. Fine. Next, table annotation. The @table annotation allows you to specify the detail of the table that will be used to persist the entity in the database. The @table annotation provides 4 attributes, allowing you to override the name of the table, its catalog, its schema, and enforce unique constraint on column in the table. For now we are using just table name, which is employee. As you can see, table name employee. As I told you that it has 4 attributes, but here for the sake of simplicity I have used only one attribute, that is name. Public class employee. Public class employee. Next annotation is @id and @generated value. Each entity bean will have a primary key which you annotate on the class with a @id annotation. The primary key can be single field or may be a combination of multiple fields depending on our table structure. By default, the @id annotation will automatically determine the most appropriate primary key generation strategy to be used, but you can override this by applying generated value annotation. Okay, this is optional, which takes 2 parameters, strategy and generator, that I am not going to discuss here. As you can see, @id, @generated value. Fine. This is our primary key field. So let us use only the default key generator strategy. Letting Hibernate determine which generator type to use make your code portable between different database. Next annotation is @column. The @column annotation is used to specify the detail of the column to which a field or property will be mapped. You can use column annotation with the following most commonly used attributes: name, length, nullable, and unique. Here I have provided the one attribute only, that is name. All other attributes are omitted. Column name is id. This is our private integer. You have to write this annotation exactly above the name of variable declaration for this POJO file, right? First name, last name, salary. These all are private member of this class, and here you can see with this name the column is declared in our employee table, right? How you can differentiate between these two names? Here I have used underscore, and the variable which is declared inside this POJO file, it has no underscore sign used to separate these two words. Same with first name, same with this variable also. Okay, and after the declaration of all these variables, here you can see the constructor, empty constructor, public employee, and it has a getter and setter method defined for this file. So in this way you can use annotation in your Pojo file. Let me show you the practical implementation of this annotation in our file. As you can see, @entity, @table name, employee tab, employee bean class, which implements java.io.serializable, right? ID, @generated value, @column. These are the fields required. It has one empty constructor, one parameterized constructor, and getter and setter method for all variables. This is defined inside the mypack configuration file. As you can see, we have created in our previous example same details I have filled in this configuration file also. Okay, port ID is 3306 and name of table is employee DB. Mapping class is mypack.empbean is the name of mapping class. I'm going to map this class with this table, right? empbean.java. As I had shown you, index.jsp is used for entering a value from the browser. Then here in the form action I have set insert.jsp, which will insert this record in our database. As you can see, setter method I have taken, right? And then tx.commit and .save method also used, record inserted. And then fetch.jsp, this file will list all the records from our table to our browser. Okay. In this way you can run this file. Enter an employee name. For example, I am giving Kia manager, department number is 20 and salary is 20,000 and register. Record inserted, and we click on show all records. This will display all the records available in our database, right? So in this way, empdb, emp tab, these are the records stored in this table, right? So this is an example of annotation file. This is enough for this session. Okay, in the next session I will show you the hierarchical structure of our hierarchical structure which is available with Hibernate, right? That we will learn in the next session. Thank you.